But let's just quickly recap what happened in the race for Ferrari. Carlos Sainz actually faster than Charles Leclerc, out-qualified him only for the third time this season. They start second and third behind Russell. They start on the medium tyres. Russell leaves until lap 17 when he comes in for the pits. Sainz stops immediately afterwards, which is kind of early considering he's on mediums. Leclerc carries on, but then loses the lead later on when he stops on lap 22, medium to medium again. Passes George Russell on lap 31. Kind of so far so good. The pace is looking good. He's got 5 seconds advantage on George. Lap 39 comes. Max Verstappen stops for the second time. Leclerc follows him in on lap 40. What was your reaction, Alex Yoong, when you saw the hard tyres go on Leclerc's Ferrari?
I can't. Okay, I'm going to break it down to 2 ways. Yes.
It's a family show, right?
It's dreadful, just absolutely dreadful. It's as bad as it gets. It's a worse mistake. I mean, even Michael Masi's mistake last year in Abu Dhabi was not as bad as this mistake. Okay, so first of all, there was another decision taken which screamed to me of someone scared to make the wrong decision. They're not really interested in making the right decision. They're more scared about making the wrong decision. So their data says hard tire is the way to go. So that's a sort of decision an engineer makes when it's like, well, I just followed the data. How can you blame me for following the data? Whereas if he goes, I'm going to go against the data, I'm seeing Alpine struggling, I'm seeing Haas struggling on the hard tires. It's too cold for the Haas tire. I'm going to go with my gut feeling and say, no, we can't use a hard tire. Imagine if he gets that wrong, how he'll get strung up. So again, it screams to me of someone that's more scared of making a wrong decision than actually making the right decision. And that's something we've seen with Ferrari since the 90s, since the 80s. You know, it only disappeared for a while in the Schumacher years because you had John Todd protecting his people. You know, he protected the people that made the decisions. He said, let them make decisions, do not criticize them, and just let them do what they do best, which is what John Todd did very well. They don't have that guy to protect him at the moment. You know, KS Benito does protect him. He does actually a really good job, which now brings me onto the second part of this, which is, why are they making these decisions? And the trick here is, Ferrari don't make racing decisions. It doesn't seem like they have real racers in that team. It seems like it's been run by a whole bunch of backroom staff, if I may be, and it's really wrong for me to say this. I'm not going to single out anyone or criticize anyone because I'm not involved in the team. So it's not fair for me to do that. But sometimes you need to be able to stick your finger in the air and see where things are going and try and make decisions that are racing decisions. And sometimes you need drivers for that. You need drivers or you need engineers who have done other things. If you are an organization in Formula One and you promote from within the company all the time, you get a lot of engineers who have only ever done Formula One their whole life. And they're just engineers. And they've only worked with Formula One drivers. So they don't understand sometimes that Formula One drivers don't know what they're talking about. You know, and they don't have experience of working with other drivers from other championships or working other championships like Le Mans or DTM or anything like this. So all they know is Formula One, and they only see a very small window. So that is also an issue, which I think is the people making those strategic calls. I got a feeling they're people that have been promoted from within the factory and don't have enough of a worldview experience. And I'm going to just go and say the opposite of this is Christian Horner. Christian Horner is a racer, and he's an ex-driver as well. I'm not saying Christian Horner makes decisions on the pit wall. Absolutely does not. But he would always make sure he has engineers who are racers. Because if he saw an engineer making a bad decision, he'd be like, right, okay, no. That guy, he's got to go. He's just got to go. You know, the way he thinks, the way he does things, it's just not in tune with being able to look and see what's happening with the strategies and how things evolve. You got people like Ross Brawn, who is. You got people like Adrian Newey and stuff. So engineers can be racing, but Christian Horner would have made sure he had proper racers making these strategic decisions. I don't feel that's happening in Ferrari.